In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a new live event in Microsoft Teams. A live event is just a fancy Teams meeting. So you're going to create your new live event from the calendar section of Teams. So if you choose the calendar button on the left, then to create a new live event, you come to the right hand side and choose the new meeting button. In the new meeting window that pops up, you're going to want to go to the top left hand corner and drop down the menu next to new meeting and choose new live event. So now you can see the dialog's changed a little bit. You've got a few additions here. And the first thing you need to do is give your live event a title. I'm going to call mine company meeting. The next thing you can do is choose a location. Location is if you need a physical location for people to actually go to join in the live event, because it could be that you want to invite people as an audience to view some people talking and you want to record those people talking. This is good if you want reaction from the audience. So I'm going to choose this conference room called Adams. And the next thing you need to do is choose the start and end date, which you can pick. And you can also set a time zone as well. Now down here in the details section, you obviously want to give as much detail about your event as you can, so people know exactly what it's going to be about. Over here on the right hand side, you'll notice that you've got me here as the organizer. Here's Matt Munslow, and you've got a role here called producer. Now if I drop that down, I can switch to presenter. On this occasion, I'm going to be the producer, so the organizer of the meeting, but I'm going to invite a couple of other people who are going to be my presenters. So up here in the invite presenters dialog, I'm just going to press in there, start to type the name of a presenter, which is Megan here. And now Megan's been added below. And you can see here I could switch her to a producer if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave her in there. And now I'm going to add a second presenter called Alex. And now Alex is listed in the presenter list as well. Now if I wanted to remove Alex or Megan, I could just hit the X here, which would remove that attendee. Once I'm happy with the live event details, I can hit the next button, which will take me to the next page where I can customize the live event. For example, I've got a permission section where I can choose who can join the live event. I've got three options here. First of all, people and groups. So if I choose this one, I'm actually asked to add specific people or groups. I could add individuals or I could add groups. So here you see I've got a person and a group of people as well. So that's specific people and groups. Only they can now join that meeting. I can also go org-wide, which is basically everybody in my organization can join the meeting. So obviously to do that, they'll need to be able to log in. So that's kind of the criteria there. The third option is to go public. Now a public event doesn't require anybody to sign in. And basically if they've got a link to the event, they can join it. Now it could be that the public option here is grayed out and not available to choose. That's because your administrator has not necessarily disabled it because it's disabled by default, but they just haven't enabled it. So if that's something that you want to do, you'll have to raise a support ticket and get your administrator to enable public. Once you've chosen the event permissions, you can scroll down a bit further and you've got some other options here. You'll see here we've got two main options. One's Teams and the other is an external app or device. So in this demonstration, I'm just going to show you Teams. But with live events, you can use third-party apps and devices. And if you had, say, a professional camera rig with mixes and so on, you could use that with a Microsoft Teams live event. In this case, I'm just going to use Teams. So you see within the Teams section, we've got these other options as well. So recording available to producers and presenters, that's something that's grayed out because that's just going to happen automatically and we can't override that. Next option is to make the recording available to attendees. So that will mean that the meeting is recorded by default and it's made available through a download link to all the attendees and anyone who couldn't attend and wants to watch it afterwards. We've also got this captions option. Now this may be grayed out because by default it's not enabled, but I've enabled it. And this allows people to translate what's being said. So if the meeting's in English, it will translate the meeting into any of these languages. We've also got an attendee engagement report. Now, this is a download that the producers and the presenters can have a look at afterwards to see who attended. And then finally, this checkbox allows a Q&A, which means you can run a Q&A session within the meeting so people can ask questions during it. The final option here is the support URL. So this is just if people get stuck and they need some help, you can give them a URL to get that help. And by default, it's just a Microsoft link, but you can change that to whatever you like. So once you're done with the live event details, you can hit schedule and it will show you the meeting details. You'll see here you can join and chat just like a normal team meeting. You'll also see here at the top, we've got this attendee link. So because this is a public meeting, I'm going to need to share the link to the meeting with the people I want to attend. I can get the attendee link by clicking on this. Now it's copied to my clipboard, and now I can share that link through email or through any way I chat with other people. I could post it on my SharePoint site or on a company intranet site or whatever. Further down here, you can see the event details. So here's where I can click on the link to join the event. It's also got the telephone number I can use if I'm joining by telephone. When your meeting's finished, you can close it down and it will show up in your calendar view, which is here. You can see it's got the live event icon showing you it's a live event. When you open it up, you can go back in and change any of the details if you need to by hitting the edit button. That will allow you to change any of the presenters and the details of the meeting. And then you can also go to a settings page and change the permissions and any of the other settings on the meeting. When you're done, you can update the meeting to close it, and then you're ready to share the meeting link with the people that you want to attend. So you can do that a number of different ways. You could do it by email, you could publish it on your SharePoint site, or you could just put it in a chat. So for example, we could go to one of the teams here, go to a channel, and then in the conversations pane, I could paste in the URL to my meeting and ask people to join. So that's how you create a Microsoft Teams live event. I hope this helped, and if you like the video, then please subscribe. See you next time.